Hi and welcome back. If this is your first time tuning in, don't worry. I know I'll be able to say welcome back to you too because you're going to like this video. First, you gotta like. Then you're going to subscribe to this channel. Okay, I really noticed that I have way more viewers than subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. And then you're going to watch all my other videos. With each intro, it's going to be a welcome back. So today's video, it was actually a request. So I am obviously not an expert, okay, in writing papers, but I will show you my approach in writing papers because I did get the results that I wanted. And other people are like, hey, how did you approach writing your papers? So you asked for it. I'm here to give it to you.
Matthew 7:7-12. Seek and you shall find.
So this video is going to be broken up into 3 parts. So the first part will be about how to actually write and approach your paper. The second part will be about Cappella and how I approached my papers in Cappella. And then the third part will be about resources that you can use to write your paper. So first part, how to actually write your paper. So I always broke down my papers into 3 parts: introduction, main body, and conclusion, honestly. So the way I approached my introduction was with defining and outlining. Defining is basically what are you going to write about and why are you writing about it? And then outlining is saying what is to come inside your paper. So the main body, I know a lot of people go in order, like they first do their introduction and then they do the main body and then they do the conclusion, but I personally start with my main body because I have more to talk about. And then the introduction, I can always make an introduction, and a conclusion is basically just summarizing everything you're talking about. So first I think about the concept that I want to write about. Before I even start writing, I go and look at articles, papers, something to back up what I want to write about, because I don't want to write about something amazing and then when it comes to finding evidence or finding research, there's nothing to be found. So first, concept, and then search if there's research and articles on that concept, okay? And then you can start writing once you have gotten your research. So once I got the concept, research, and now it's time to look at the rubric. So the thing is, we already read the instructions and rubric, right? Before we started writing this paper. The great thing about a rubric is it's literally a prompt on what to write about. So once you already got your evidence and your research, just answer the prompt, basically. Something that I like to do is I make sure that I answer the question first, answer the prompt, and then I try to compare it to something that is current or something that happened to me personally, just to make the paper more enjoyable. And then once you've spoken about whatever that section of the rubric requires, and you've spoken about if it was relevant to whatever is going on currently right now, then you have to, at the end of each of your paragraphs, just make sure you tie it back to why it's relevant to the prompt or the question. So you're going to do that for each section of the rubric. And that's how I attacked my main body paragraph. And then the conclusion. So the conclusion is basically a summary. So you're just trying to tie all of your ideas together and try to make it one consecutive idea, if that made sense. I feel like that was a little bit wordy and rambly, but I think you get the idea. And then now for Cappella, I thought I had access to Cappella before I made this video, but I do not have access to Cappella anymore. So unfortunately, I did not save any of the rubrics. But I do remember that in the resources, they did have some articles. If there were 5 years or less, then I will try to use them myself because there were already resources and articles that the teacher liked. And when I go to the library, I always added a filter onto the results. So I would make sure that it's first peer reviewed, and then I'll also make sure that it's 5 years or less. So with those type of filters, you won't find an article. Let's say you find an article and then you fall in love with it, and then you're like, it's 5 years or older. It's 5 years or older, or it's either not peer reviewed, then you won't be able to use that article anymore. So to shorten your time, just put that filter on and you'll apply less time. I feel like that filter can also be applied to whatever library you're trying to use. So yeah, that's how I make sure that I cut down in time. And then also for the last part, resources. So the resources that I used, it wasn't many, but I used citation.com and then I used Grammarly. So yeah, I literally used whatever Cappella provided me. I literally used what Cappella provided me. Yeah, that's how I approach my papers. I hope this video helped because, again, like I said, I'm not an expert in writing papers, but I was able to get the grade that I wanted to get. So hopefully this helps somebody. So thank you for tuning in. And if you want to see anything else, just comment down below and I will try my best to see if I can answer your question or refer you to something that can possibly give you an answer. So thank you very much. Bye.